I'm one of them people that it's either 100% or it's nothing. I was a bit of an adrenaline junkie.
An Essex lad from Chingford on the front line of Syria's remorseless civil war. It's midday, and on the 3rd anniversary of the uprising, another barrel bomb is dropped on eastern Aleppo. 27-year-old Takir Sharif has no medical training. He used to work as a gas engineer for his father's business.
Go back up. You're good, go! Full lock it.
Takir takes the injured man to the Al Bayan hospital in Al Shah, or what's left of it. He's treated in the open corridor. These pictures were filmed by an American Muslim activist who has been documenting foreign fighters and aid workers in the conflict.
The worst thing is we've just taken people to the hospital and there's not enough space, so people have already just been bandaged up and they have to go back to their homes, which are all destroyed. So there's no respite. It's like out of the war zone, back into the war zone. Allahu Akbar.
President Assad is determined to win back these rebel-held neighbourhoods and says he is terrorising the terrorists. But the unguided barrel bombs packed with explosives do not discriminate. This ancient city has been pounded to oblivion as both sides fight for control. Humanitarian assistance can only be delivered with the protection of rebel groups, some of whom have been accused of atrocities. Many residents have been forced to flee, but not all. As Takir and his team go back to the hospital, waiting for them outside, a distraught mother with her children. The 2 young brothers had been playing in the street with their sister when the bomb was dropped. She was just 10 years old. Helpless in his grief, the boy is reduced to screaming obscenities. But the body cannot stay at the hospital. There simply aren't the facilities. And so Takir's ambulance is used as a hearse. Takir leads the boys back through the neighbourhood as their sister's body is returned home. Outside the house, the men gather to curse the president.
هذا الدمار الذي ألحقه المجرم بشار الفسد بشار المجرم وسنبقى صامدون بإذن الله سنبقى صامدون على العهد باقون مجاهدون على أرض الشام أرض الملحمة عقر دار الإسلام سنبقى هنا وسنريد.
Seeing men die, it's bad enough, but it's the first time I've seen women and children targeted. Wallahi, I just watched a little girl, maybe the same age as my little sister, just dead on the street.
Far from home, his London ambulance an incongruous sight on the streets of Syria. Takir only ever meant to deliver the vehicle here as part of an aid convoy, but that was 2 years ago. He ended up staying, believing he has a religious obligation, an obligation based on his British values.
Growing up in Britain is that we are the kind of people that should stand up against oppression, stand in the face of oppression. If we see an injustice, we should speak out against it. These are some of the morals and some of the values that I feel that growing up in Britain is what I was taught.
Takir lives near the Turkish border with his British wife Raquel, who's 21. When they married 3 years ago, he already had a long history of activism. He was one of those aboard the Gaza Aid Flotilla, which was raided by Israeli forces in 2010. Raquel says she was keen to travel to Syria with him despite the dangers.
Life in the UK was depressing, and it was like a robot routine, and every day was the same. And I can see here, you know, he's doing what he loves, and it makes him happy, which makes me happy.
And obviously, if she wanted to go home at any time, then of course, you know, I wouldn't stop her. People always paint Islam as a religion that is, you know, a male-orientated religion where the men, you know, boss the women around. And
does he boss you around?
No. No, he doesn't. No.
Yeah, I force her to wear that.
Syria, you're not alone. Just keep moving.